Hey guys, this is Renee Fouché here, and I actually decided to come outside and do this video because it's really beautiful outside. However, what most of you guys don't know about me is that I don't like creatures that live outside, right? Um, so this might be a little bit distracting to be out here. But anyway, frogs, lizards, all those kind of fun, exciting creatures. I appreciate the fact that they live outside in nature, and that's why I don't live outside in nature, is because I don't like to participate and interact with them. So hopefully none of them jump out and turn this video into a bloopers reel um, instead of what I'm actually trying to do. So you guys are going to hear things like kids outside playing and stuff because it's really, really nice outside today. Oh, yeah, see? Loud noise. Anyway, wanted to talk to you guys about the power of meditation and why it is so very important. When I was about, what was it? When I was about 16 years old, well, from way before that, my father always spoke about, taking time to meditate in the morning, and you definitely have to do some deep breathing. Deep. You have to breathe deep. Anything you told him that was wrong. I got a big cut on my arm. He'd say, you need to do some deep breathing. And apparently deep breathing fixes everything. And I just thought, he's kind of off and didn't pay any attention to him. But when I was about 16 years old, I was wandering around the basement. We didn't live in Florida then. So, no basements in Florida. But, up in New York, I was wandering around in the basement and I found this book called Creative Visualization. And it was by Shakti Gawain or Gawain. And as many times as I've read that book, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. But hopefully I'll have a link below this video for the book by the time I upload it. But that book was a changing point in my life. It's when a shift began to develop in my mind after reading that book. I've since read that book probably about 10 to 15 times over my lifetime thus far. And it really spoke about the power of your thoughts and the power of being able to create things by utilizing affirmations and visualizations, right? So if you're not familiar, affirmations is simply speaking aloud what you would like to have come into your life. So that was the beginning of a shift for me, was, that creative visualization. And I've utilized that in my life over the years to create a lot of what has come to me. And I will go ahead and state that that is both good and bad, because sometimes we allow our minds to create thoughts and they kind of run away with us, and then we think negative thoughts, and it's kind of like a downward spiral, right? So I can be reflective enough to go back and see that I created both good and bad in my life with the power of my thoughts. And so I try my best to be very positive and to think positively and to be aware of my thoughts and be able to shift whenever, I'm thinking something that's not so positive, or I see that I'm focusing on something that's not what I want to have happen. I shift. And a lot of you that know me personally outside of just watching me on video or interacting with me in social media, like people that actually know me like my family, will know that when you start talking something crazy, I don't want to hear it. My family is from Trinidad, and I grew up a lot of times my grandmother saying, hey, don't blight me with this, you say something that's not so negative. For instance, just yesterday I was talking to my cousin. He was about to travel probably about an hour away from us, and my brother was like, well, oh no, we were talking about driving to Miami, how long it takes us to drive to Miami. And he's like, yeah, it takes about 4 hours. I'm like, I get to Miami about 3.5 hours. He's like, well, how fast are you driving? I'm like, I don't know, like 80. And you don't get stopped? How you don't get stopped? The cops are all out there. I don't want to have that kind of conversation with you. Don't bring that negativity into my environment. Don't start talking about cops and accidents and those type of things before I'm about to drive. I don't want to hear it. Those are some of the things that my grandmother would call blight. She don't want you to blight. You don't want to blight whatever it is. So in different cultures, different backgrounds, there's different things that you may have called it, but it all is essentially the same thing: the power of your thoughts and the power of your words, right? So, get some chapstick or something. Anyway, um, it's really, really important to understand the power of the things that you say. So, certain things that people will consistently say, and it's like a part of their conversation, and you'll realize that these are the things that affect them all the time. Do you ever know somebody that when you call and speak to them and you ask, how you doing? It's like, oh, I'm all right, but I'm not feeling too well, or my head hurts, or my stomach hurts, or they have all these kind of ailments. And if they don't have the ailments right now, they might say something like, oh, I'm feeling okay, but that probably won't last very long. They're speaking that into their life. I'm not going to say that sicknesses are not real, but a lot of it are things that you create in your own mind. And then when you feel just a little bit sick and you're constantly only thinking about that sickness, then you just get more and more sick. It's like you just keep attracting more and more of that sickness to you. The same thing goes for people where the first words out of their mouth is, I don't have any money. I can't afford that. What do you think I'm made out of money? These are some things, these are some limiting beliefs that a lot of us were brought up with. And I found at one point I would say it to my kids, and sometimes I still fall into it because it's something that's kind of been programmed in me. As soon as they ask for something, it's like, what do you think? I'm made out of money? What do you think? Money grows on trees? So kids are having a great, not my kids, some random kids are just riding through the neighborhood. So, some of these things, you don't realize that you are speaking these things upon yourself. Stop saying, I'm so broke. Like, erase that from out of your mouth. I don't have, because you're going to keep attracting a whole lot of I don't have. I have folks that say, oh, I want to start a business, but I don't have time. You have time. You can utilize your time probably a little bit more wisely, but stop saying you don't have time, as though I have some different amount of hours than what has been given to you. If you really take a look at what I have going on, you'd be amazed at all that I get done within this 24 hours, the same 24 hours that you get. Stop saying things like, well, if I could afford it, I don't have that kind of money. These are things that you are attracting into your life. So I wanted to just I'm going to keep it brief. I'm watching my timer down here because I tend to go on. And this is something that I could talk about endlessly, and I probably will. I'll just add some more videos so that, those that are interested can continue to watch about it. But the biggest change that you probably need to make, people go chasing different things. They want to win the lotto. They want to have somebody just show up at their door with a big publisher's clearinghouse check. And they're not realizing, if you've ever watched, I watched the documentary on, I think it was probably ETV or something like that years ago when I spent more time watching TV. But they spoke about, the lottery curse. And they called it a curse because, they could go person after person after person that had won the lottery. And they won the lottery and their life went to hell. Like, just horrible things started to happen. Well, the reason for that is not that there's a lottery curse. It's that development of your mindset is very, very important for any type of success or abundance. So if you have not been able to properly develop your mind for that amount of income, to suddenly just have it show up at your doorstep, a lot of people don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to manage it. They don't know how to interact with the people that start coming around when this money shows up. And if you have a broke mindset, that money is going to leave as quick as it showed up. So what have you really accomplished? You haven't accomplished anything. It's just a small spotlight. Look at all the people that become stars and they get all this money, and then all of a sudden they turn to drugs and alcohol, and you turn around 2 times and they're bankrupt. They've flushed millions of dollars down the drain. Why? Because they didn't have anyone to tell them, teach them, explain to them the power of having the appropriate mindset and how developing your mindset is so very important. I am in an industry in internet marketing, and I think any type of sales, I've been doing sales for years in different aspects, and what people don't realize is that 90% of this is mindset and only about 10% of it is skill. Okay, it's wonderful to have great skills, and you can have all the skills in the world, but if your mindset is not right, you will not achieve the type of success that you're looking for. So I've already gone over 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. What I am going to do is give you guys a quick tip, and I want you to go ahead. You're already on YouTube right now. Go ahead and do a search for The Secret. If you haven't watched The Secret, that's yet another one of my favorites, and I'll probably talk about that on another video. And also Abraham Hicks. Okay, so I think I gave you guys 3 points of reference today, and I want you to be able to check on all of them, kind of tune in, and start working on developing your mindset. You don't have to do business with me. My business is not for everybody, and quite honestly, I don't want to work with everyone. I want to work with a few select individuals, and you just may not be one of them. Now, if you think that you are the right type of person that can handle being in an industry that can show you how to make $10,000 to $50,000 a week, if not more, then definitely go ahead and click the link below. However, you know, if this is not something that's for you, that's no problem. That's not what this video is about. It's more so about, you know, developing an appropriate mindset, especially if you have children. Don't pass down to them the poison that was passed down to us. Okay, I've spent a lot of years having to do a lot of reprogramming in my mind from a lot of the limiting beliefs that were taught to me as a young person, and I still battle with a lot of that. So I want to make sure that as many people as possible get this information so that we can help the next generation that's coming up not to have to work so hard with reprogramming. They can really work with just developing the wonderful information that we provide to them now. So go ahead and click the link below if you're interested in working with me and learning a bit more of what I've spoken about today. And go ahead and take a look at those 3 points of reference that I provided you. Creative Visualization by Shakti Kwan. Hopefully there's a link there below. Also, The Secret. Definitely read and watch and practice The Secret. And then Abraham Hicks, which Esther Hicks is also a part of The Secret as well. So go ahead and take a look. I don't know if I can do outside videos anymore, like at least not like sitting here on my porch. It's like too close for comfort. But that's it. Go ahead and click the link, read the books, do some meditations, and like my father says, do some deep breathing. He used to tell me to stand on my head too. I haven't taken that advice yet. But go ahead and click the link. Almost 15 minutes. Cheese and wrinkles. I can't stop babbling. Hope to see most of you guys soon. Once again, my name is Renee Fouché. Go ahead and click the link and see you guys on the next video. Bye.